One and only, the founder and chairman of My Talk and I's Capital, Patel, and a board member of the Royal Family Office. Please give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Patel.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Am I in safe hands, safe?
You are always in safe hands.
Great, okay. That's probably one of the biggest panels I've seen, actually. All right, I will take the small seat. Does that make sense? Okay? All right, so without further ado, team, everyone at once, because we're running late. Safe will introduce you one by one. Come in, take your seat, and we get the show going. We need to wake you up, right? Can we just do a little quick stretch like that? I want to make sure you're awake. All right? A little bit, wave, yeah? Fantastic. Look at the circles. Get the blood flowing, get that carbohydrates or whatever you eaten flowing. All right, let's rock, go for it.
All right. So we have Annabelle Huang, who spoke earlier, partner of the Amber Group. David Yan, founder and general partner of OP Crypto. We have Gail Etier, I'm sorry if I got your name wrong, CEO and founder of AKT.io. We have Omar C, CEO of ZB.com. Jocelyn Yang from APA Growth Lead. And moderating the session, of course, Patel. It was written in like the biggest letters ever on my script. Rich Rosenblum, co-founder of GA.
So our topic, blockchain investments, how it's going to change the world, giving live examples. Just as a rule over here, let's keep it live, short, and I'd like to do 2 or 3 times so everyone can get round, okay? It's a big panel. And hopefully we get 5 minutes or so for a couple of questions. Because I always like interaction. So whoever's got questions brewing, quick rule of thumb, I don't want your CV and life history. This is my question, help me. Not 5-minute spiel, okay? All right. Start from you. Quick 1 minute. This is what I do, and then about the panel.
Sure. Some of you might have heard me this morning already, so I'll keep it short and punchy. My name is Annabelle Huang. I'm a partner at Amber Group. We're a leading global crypto finance service provider, helping our clients, both institutional and retail side, trade, manage, and access crypto. We're expanding globally, so very happy to be here in Dubai.
Hey everyone, it's David here, founder of OP Crypto. It's a newly formed venture capital firm that focuses on bridging the divide between the East and the West. I'm based out of New York, where the rest of my teammates are based out of China. So really looking for the first check-in to some of the brightest founders, looking for adoption on both sides of the world.
Hi, my name is Gael Itier, founder and CEO of Act.io. Act is a neobank 2.0. I would say, I love to say that it's the first wealth bank. And we are focusing on neobank services on one hand. On the other hand, we are providing innovative investment tools for everybody, for them to have a chance to grow their wealth every day without any difficulties.
Thank you.
Hello, Sabah ahead. I'm Omar. I'm from ZB.com. Actually, ZB.com already have an 8-year history, and we have 15 million users, and now we have the biggest Filecoin mining pool. And I'm happy to come here to share my idea. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Patel, just Google me, add me on LinkedIn. Next.
That's a quick one. Hi everyone, I'm Jocelyn. I am from MakerDAO, Growth Core Unit. So I'm the APAC growth lead, actually. I've changed of roles. And I'm based in Dubai. So for those of you who don't know, like MakerDAO is actually the creator of DAI stablecoin. We are the 4th largest stablecoin in the space. The first decentralized stablecoin in crypto as well. And so we are not just a stablecoin, we are also a permissionless lending protocol, allowing users to stake their crypto assets as collaterals and generate loans and DAI. Yeah.
Someone's mic is on at the back. Is it safe if we can just plug him off, please? The mixing group. All right.
Rich Rosenblum, GSR. We're a trader, market maker, and investments group. Got started in the space in 2013, and today we're the primary market maker for many of the world's largest issuers of coins and tokens and exchanges. We also have a group focused on DeFi, investment management, and venture. Similar to a few of the speakers up here, we like to write some of the first tickets and be part of the journey for entrepreneurs, founders in this space, and then eventually help them get their tokens listed and make sure that we're a trusted trading partner throughout the process.
Great, thank you. I've got my notes only for people who the speakers are. Big panel, I'm very bad at names. Okay, let's start with the big challenge of what's happening in terms of investment. My view is us in the community, we make it too complicated for people to invest in. All right, all these technical feeds, speeds, etc. And you made a good point there, Gail. So I'll pick on you first, okay? What are you doing in terms of a business problem that you're helping to solve and making it so simple for people to invest in? And then what kind of returns are you providing?
And
problem, solution, okay?
blockchain oriented, obviously.
That's what you do, right?
Absolutely.
Go for it.
I have an example because you mentioned
Sharp
that
2 minutes, yeah.
it's very straightforward.
Go for
So currently, private banking is not solving the problem. So
Correct.
it's 1% fees to access. And finally, based on the current situation with the interest rate, which is very low, below to zero, it's very difficult to create like no risky product above 0% of return. How it doesn't
and
work.
what are you doing in terms of real life solutions, or what's your view?
This is the real problem. You know?
Correct.
So you can't make profit today with the current situation.
Okay.
And solving performances starts with giving an access to interest rate. For instance, the DeFi, for instance, is providing enough interest rate to start building a portfolio to invest. Because at the core, you need investment without risk. And then DeFi is solving that. So how we are doing that?
I'm not sure if DeFi is solving that, because there's risk there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But everything is risky.
Absolutely.
Obviously, bonds are risky as well. Everything is risky. So I'm saying that you have investment, for sure, generating interest rate more than zero, more than something negative, as currently bonds are offering. Then you can start to build a portfolio that can make more performances on other assets, such as crypto, but it could be also US shares or different other investment.
Okay.
Building a portfolio with, at the core, something generating interest.
Okay. Annabelle, I'm going to pick on you next. So you had a very good solution and good presentation as well, and you doing some of this for real, yeah? On helping businesses, make it easy for them to transition to enter into the crypto blockchain space for investments. It'd be nice to hear a live case study of how this is happening, if you've got one.
I think it's a transitioning from the wealth as we know it into digital wealth, and it comes in many ways. I think it's right now a lot of people are investing, say, in Bitcoin or Ethereum as an asset class, and of course that's where Amber comes in and provide the fiat on-off ramp gateway for them, and also being able to help them manage their crypto assets and offer them attractive yield. Like you said, right? Anything above 0% is quite attractive these days, and we of course offer well above that. So that's one segment. And I think what's also interesting is even going beyond it, with this year a lot of developments happening, the NFT or everything about metaverse. We are also working with a lot of platforms, NFT-based platforms, marketplaces, collectors, creators. So there are a lot of the traditional side art collectors that we work with that have no idea what Ethereum is. They're interested in bidding for an NFT. So we come in, we help them set up the wallets they need, we even help them with custody afterwards. So things like this, right? We really want to act as the gateway into the new digital wealth, and this wealth can come in many forms. It could be financial, it could be any other assets that you own, real assets that you own, but now it's represented on chain.
Fantastic, thank you. Let's go to the other lady here, Jocelyn. Jocelyn, right?
Jocelyn, yes, that's right.
Great. Actually, it's quite a Chinese-heavy panel over here. Okay, Jocelyn, what's your view on what Annabelle pointed, but in the MakerDAO scenario, because how many people know what DAO and MakerDAO is all about? Very, very few, okay? So if you could give maybe a one sentence on this is what DAO or MakerDAO is, and I love that model, by the way, anyway, but it's best if you talk about it.
Yeah, we're probably the first working DAO. I mean, there are a lot of DAOs out there, but we are probably one of the oldest DAO actually in the ecosystem.
What's a DAO? For those who
So
don't
DAO stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization, for those of you who don't know what is DAO. So it literally means that, I mean, I'm just gonna speak for like MakerDAO because, you know, every DAO has got different structure. For MakerDAO, we have, I mean, we used to be a foundation, and now we spin off a couple of core units. I'm actually working for the Growth Core Unit, which is essentially just business development. And then we have the Protocol Engineering Core Unit, and then we have, you know, Content Production Core Unit. We have Real World Finance Core Unit. And these are a little bit, so these core units are very decentralized, unlike a flat organizational structure which the foundation used to have. And also, DAO doesn't have a leader. So yeah, I mean, you know, and we get funded through the DAO fund. Yeah, I think that's basically it. The difference between DAO and also the traditional organization.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Rich, I'd like to bring you in here. In your view, where do you see the future of investment going in terms of blockchain-related scenarios or solutions? Where do you see that? If you can take that, or
I think that
be kind to you.
10 years ago, there was this big focus on blockchain rather than crypto, and how blockchain was the technology that's going to revolutionize anything. I really haven't been convinced that we're going to redo finance or other industries with blockchain. I think once something's already been created and there's deep roots, there's been a lot of money spent, the regulation, the tax of it, I think that it's hard to make adjustments. I think it's more about decentralized economies and new industries that can use blockchain and have it be fresh and have it be on-chain. I think when it's on-chain native, blockchain is extremely useful and it's much cheaper. And so I think it's more of these industries that we're in today where it's going to proliferate, and it might be after a decade or more, you start to see systems refresh and begin to be blockchain native. But I think for the next 5-10 years, I don't think we're going to see much change in traditional landscapes using blockchain. I think it's more going to be in the new environments.
Yeah, that's an interesting take. 10 years, I'd beg to differ. I like a bit of controversy because in the fintech space specifically, what I call the stage one neobanks have already started, okay? Now you've got neobanks on the SEX and the DEX kind of organizations. It's already disrupting. That's why DeFi, different versions of neobanks, and integrated with wallets, with exchanges, things like that are already happening. So 5 years ago, this wasn't there. My view, again, because now, again, COVID made everyone reliant on not going to places and be self-sufficient, transacting in anything they do. So I think it's accelerated it. 10 years could be 5 years in my view. Mm-hmm. That's another debate. Okay, who hasn't spoken? There you go. What's your take on where it will go in the 5 years? Because what I've seen in China, I was speaking there 2 years, 3 years ago, I was absolutely blown away with it. You guys over there, sorry to say it, but QR code even to buy vegetables, everything is checked. They had that 3 years ago. You go anywhere, you can pay like this with zero transaction fees, and 99% of the world is not doing it. So that's a real live case scenario. Where do you see, or if you've got live examples, anyone, where business is going using blockchain and crypto, especially with digital one coming in as well?
Yeah, so I myself have lived in China for the past 10 years, so definitely the country has grown exponentially since when I first arrived. I think for the next 5 years, with some of the recent regulations and crackdown on a lot of the CFI players, it paves the way for really the Asia market, not even just China, to use a lot of this new DeFi protocols, right? So I think people are more or less forced to get adopted to the new sort of digital economy. I think with the push of the DCEP, which is the Chinese yuan or digital currency, it will make China the first massively adopted digital economy and have literally every single person be online and be able to transact online with a very sort of crypto native or digital native wallet in the DCEP. I think also it's like the paradigm shift will come with a lot of more innovation coming from China and Asian markets. As you can see right now in the Web2 space, a unicorn is coming out every other day. So crypto, for a lot of sort of some of the best innovations still from the West, but I think soon in the next 5 years, that will change to more of the application layer, more of the gaming layer, and the play to earn meta came and is there to stay. So there will be much more innovations on really like the to earn space, right? Allowing more people to be better incentivized. Content creators, influencers, different contributors and developers, all will be properly incentivized for the work that they do in the protocols coming forward, right? So, very excited for Asia. We're very focused on investing in this space and, always looking for some of the best entrepreneurs building.
Yeah, I mean, coming back to it, I see lots and lots of Chinese blockchain universities, blockchain solution, incubation, accelerators coming on. But in terms of the digital asset side with the digital yuan that I was just mentioning, do you see it's going to suppress some of the other markets? And I'll get down to you as well, Omar, because I find that because a lot of the exchanges are now being closed down, a lot of the mining thing is because it's closed down. Do you think China could become stifled with innovation if things are being closed down as well?
Right. So again, I don't know if you knew my background before, but I actually worked at one of the largest exchanges in China. It's called Huobi. Worked there for about 4 years. I think the launch of the DCEP is more so as like a payment facilitator, right? It's not necessarily just blocking out all the other innovations in the market. I mean, the DCEP really only competes with some of the other stable coins like USDC, Tether, and even like Maker. But I think using that as a payment function for all the other innovations coming into the space and all the different financial primitives like derivatives, insurance, options, treasury management, all the sort of new financial products that we're able to see, we'll be able to use DCEP. And actually that enables an easier way for at least the Chinese population to better participate in these products. So actually I think it's a means to really reinvigorate the space and allow for more adoption in the whole blockchain space as a whole.
Yeah, it's interesting. Is Huobi still there? Is Huobi still based in China?
I don't want to comment on it, but I think ultimately, all the sort of China exchanges are looking to ultimately have more of an overseas sort of presence. And I'm sure ZB can
absolutely
speak more further on this. Yeah.
So you got to put some fun in this. All right, getting into fun. So ZB, Omar, and I got to give a plug because I know ZB for many years as well through the Malta side. What's your take in, again, transactions, investment? Quite a lot of the investment that comes in goes through either coins, ICOs, ITOs, blah, 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 all the O's you can think of, and goes through exchanges, gets listed, and people raise capital through various different ways, and now it's going to a decentralized way as well. What's your view on what's going to happen with the centralized types of ZB types of exchanges versus what's happening in the future for investment vehicles? Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Go for it.
Okay. Actually, before I work in JB, I already stayed in Middle East about 10 years. So
is that where you got your name Omar from?
Omar, yeah.
It's hardly a Chinese name.
Arabic name, Omar. Okay. So the blockchain, especially the crypto, currently the investment, before all the people, they first second, the thinking is how to use the fiat to buy crypto. So on this moment, they will go to the centralized exchange, because centralized exchange, they doing the same. The one thing is like the fiat gateway. All the fiat, they come to centralized exchange to buy the crypto, buy Bitcoin, buy USDT, blah blah, buy other coin, and then but after DeFi coming and decentralized exchange also very popular now, because like Uniswap, because currently another investor, they have another key demand. They want to keep their assets safely and no show their name. On this case, so some crypto asset, they will move from the centralized to decentralized. And currently the JB.com, we also will, next month we will launch our smart chain. And also we have the, we invest one smart chain, we also launch the smart chain and also provide the decentralized exchange. Because this is a trend. Everyone in the future, they want to have the money safely, freedom this is a key demand. You see, actually maybe government in China say, oh, we made an announcement, just shut down a lot of exchange or not allow the Chinese people to buy the crypto, to buy the Bitcoin. I think this happened before in USA. I think the 30 years, 40 years ago, they said, you cannot hold the gold by yourself. You need to hold the gold with the regulating, with the license.
It was 1933.
Yeah. Finally, the gold, still the people can try the way to hold. You push them, don't hold this thing, but finally, the people, they are not stupid. They continue to hold this thing. So this, the blockchain will continue to change the world. Also, the centralized and decentralized will continue to use this milestone to step by step to let more people, they will thinking to how to keep their assets with the easy way, safety way. And also, I think the crypto also have another idea, good idea is they can show the assets transparent. For example, if I have assets I want to invest, but I have a channel to get another good coin, to get the private wrong, and then I will put the assets to the token farm. If in the history you need to make the bill, you need to make the accounting to record everything, but now use crypto, I transfer to you, DocuSign transfer to you, and you receive 1 million USDT, 1 million USDC from my side, and I will put this USDC to invest another project already there. So according this thing, the future, I think the crypto will be more and more popular. Okay, that's all.
Super. Thank you, Omar. So what you're saying is crypto will become more and more popular as an investment vehicle. Let me make it a little bit more controversial, and any one of you can answer this, okay? So you gave an example of 1933 Roosevelt, I think it was, who says, you know, everyone was trading in those days when a currency is new in gold. So gold was king in those days. You have gold, you're worth something. If you don't, you're not worth anything. And trade then stopped because the US government, for want of better words, didn't have enough gold in their reserves.
Yes.
So they thought they're going to lose power, and they put a ban on it, okay? However, guess who was buying it? The US Treasury was buying it. 1975, I believe, they opened it up with the gold standard, and everyone could trade in gold, and the gold price just shot right up. Why? Because now they held most of it, they had the reserves, blah, blah. Now, something controversial. Chinese have stopped mining. The Chinese have started doing digital yuan for the last 2 years that I know of. Cryptos and all these things are virtually banned over there. Do you think it is their way of getting back? Controversial, of now keeping the crypto, collecting it, buying it, and after so many years, gonna go and release it to bring the price up. Something controversial. Who wants to pick this up? Was that yeah? Go for it. Do you think that's happening? Don't worry, this won't go to the government. Who wants to take that? Or shall I give my controversial views? Come on. Who's going to be ballsy enough to take it? You sound ballsy enough to pick that one up. Do you think something like that is being engineered right now with the digital one? Because the way I see it, dollar is king just now for world trade, all right? For any form of investing, any form of transactions. US with the SEC, what they are doing, we all know. Chinese now said, sorry, why is dollar trade happening when we are now a growing economy, number 2, we want to be number 1. People don't transact in digital, in yuan. Let's create digital yuan, be the first out there, collect all that crypto, ban all the rest. When it's all up, we release it, we've got it, we got money. We'll become number 1 economy in the world. There's a ballsy question. Go for it.
I guess
Don't be shy.
First one up, given that I've lived in China for quite a while. My honest opinion is that, like, the Chinese government, obviously it's a black box in itself. No one really knows, what's happening internally. But, like, to my understanding, it's a ban to really figure out, like, what to do next, how to govern the space as a whole, right? So, like, there's no, like, security laws like the US where it protects a lot of retail investors towards the industry. I think China is really taking a step back, looking at the entire ecosystem more holistically, and be able to better put rules in place to better protect its retail consumers, as well as anyone that's participating in the space. At the same time, educating themselves on how to really participate in this space going forward. I think with the DCEP argument is that it's almost like similar to when WeChat turned on mobile payments for all of its users in China. That instantly allowed everyone access to the new sort of mobile Web 2 world, where anyone can have access to mobile payments, anything that can be done in a more mobile-friendly fashion. When China opens up DCEP, it enables everyone to be instantly transferred into the digital economy. Right now, like, only 5%, I think, of all people hold crypto, but I think that's going to expand exponentially as soon as the DCP is in the hands of every single person in China, and that actually allows for massive, I guess, adoption in the space where a lot of people, they'll be able to more or less take over market share of the crypto and sort of that native population and adoption side of things, right?
David, that was too diplomatic, bro.
Okay, I mean, we have to be diplomatic.
I need you to get off the fence.
Okay.
I need you to get off
Annabelle.
Annabelle,
You threw me under the bus.
you see what happens?
Maybe I will say.
There's so much diplomacy there. Come on,
I'll just say I
David.
second everything you just said.
You can do better than that. Okay, go for it, Rich.
Sure. While I would agree that it's possible that China is hoarding crypto, I wouldn't think that that's why they enacted the ban most recently. I think it's more to deviate focus away from crypto and shine a light more onto the digital yuan and have more control over the people in general. I think that's more shorter term.
But why
Longer
can't you
term-
hold people in control, deploy the digital one whilst holding this as well when the price is dumped as well to then pump it afterwards? The same scenario I gave with the gold, what happened?
Maybe on a micro scale, there could be that type of influence, but I think it's still a small asset relative to their total asset base, and I think that it's more longer term. This term democratization, it stands to be the antithesis of what China's looking to do in general. So I think that it can really bring liberty to the people, having this aspect that you don't have to have a company, you don't have to have anything to be censored if it's all decentralized. So I think that some of these attitudes that prevail through crypto aren't going to be something that a communist country prefers.
Okay, still half diplomatic. Omar, you've lived in this part of the world, all right?
Okay.
This part of the world just now is taking crypto and blockchain-based businesses. Hence we get this, at least 4 or 5, there's about 50 events just this month. What's happening here, people have realized, hang on, it's so hard to do businesses in China, America. In fact, most new startups try and say, I don't want to go to China, and I certainly don't want to go to America. Exactly for that reason, okay? You've lived here. You've seen the momentum and the buzz here. Do you think what's happening with the SEC and with what's happening with China, do you think the next wave of investors and business opportunities, especially in blockchain crypto, could move into the UAE because a lot of the big trade and commerce happens from here anyway. What do you think?
Yeah, actually already moving UAE, I think before half years ago.
Yes.
Why? Actually, maybe for the USDT, maybe you don't know who is biggest USDT holder.
China.
Not China. It's the gambling company. The
China.
gambling company in Malta, in globally,
Chinese
they
companies
holding the USDT. I think it's maybe 40% at least.
Yeah.
So, according this way, now currently all the other industry because the COVID reason, actually every country already shut down shortly. On this case, so a lot of business is difficult to do. On this case, every country, how to maintain the economy, the easy way for the government, only one way, printing money, printing USD, printing other local currency. So you will see when they printing this thing, they will make the inflation. They may make the inflation. Who can against the inflation? Bitcoin. So on this case, honestly, I thinking the Bitcoin maybe after 4 years they will reach about I think maybe 3 times, 4 times again. Currently, the price is just I think you can buy in tip. In the future, the Bitcoin price will be higher than this level. I think it's 4 times, maybe after 4 years. This is my estimation. Yeah. So
this is not financial advice.
not financial advice. Yeah. Okay. And because according currently, we see our crypto exchange, we are global exchange. We saw the new user coming a lot because maybe Chinese, a lot of exchange, they shut down the service. So a lot of users, they use the email to register, no KYC to come to buy something. Every day now it's about, I think, according last week data, about 65K and sometimes about 70K, 80K. More and more people, you cannot, as my saying before, something you not allow the holding. The people, they still have a key demand. They still need to hold this asset. So they need to find another way to hold this.
But what if you get banned? You happen to be a Chinese citizen, blah, 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 and you get banned and your wallet gets confiscated. What's the scenario there?
You mean
Who keeps the money after they've been confiscated? The government, right?
Actually, yeah.
So who is collecting it? The government, right? Okay, let's not get to... Sorry. Jocelyn, I'd love to hear your take on this. You've been very silent. Come on, go for it. What's your take on what is really happening?
What is really happening to China?
No, just generally in the digital.
That's a very hard question.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think the capital control happening in China actually drives. I mean, there's still a demand for crypto, like what Omar was saying, and people because of this capital control in China, they need to use crypto as a form
Gambling.
Of,
Most Chinese love gambling.
No, I think just moving, capital across borders, and that's the most efficient way, and you can't get rid of crypto. So I guess DeFi, or rather, a stable coin, that is so much decentralized that it's not an organization can't freeze your funds, became very, very important and crucial. Because, if you look at a lot of different stable coins out there, for example, Tether or USDC or Paxos, they're all backed by fiat. And in some ways, the organizations can still freeze your funds. But for DAI, innately or inherently, we just can't freeze the funds because of how the code is actually structured. and coded. Yeah, so we started to see a lot more users, using DAI because, it is so much decentralized. We were being quoted in the Economist article, being one of the most transparent stablecoins out there. And yeah, I'm trying to divert from the China question, but
No, the next
yeah.
question.
So yeah, and yeah.
Okay. You've been silent as well.
I think maybe it's
What's
time
your
that
view?
we move away from being so focused
No,
on a
now
region.
where do you see
because-
where do you see it coming
No,
in this
because,
region?
Where
Where do you see this region? Because we see a lot of these companies being set up over here, right?
Exactly.
And there's a reason for that. It's an obvious reason. What's your view that's going to happen?
And
Do you think
that-
that innovation will be stifled there? Because I have a view, even America, innovation is going to be stifled. In the next 5 years, I cannot see America as a powerhouse in big new innovation purely because people are getting handcuffed and suffocated. Well,
I think I agree to some extent. I think at this point, I think a lot of R&D and innovation is still coming out of the U.S. I mean, MakerDAO, everything started. DeFi started in the U.S. Right? But then I think there are the rest of us who are working on things on a much global scale. I mean, Gail here is building the next neobank in Europe, and we are everywhere from Asia, from the Americas, here, expanding to even more emerging market who are actually very active on crypto, because for them it's a need. People in a lot of the Latin America countries that would rather use Bitcoin than use their own fiat currency. And the countries like El Salvador, of the case, they're tired of being pegged to the dollar. They'd rather essentially give their monetary power to, or recognizing Bitcoin, which is the decentralized version of asset classes. So I think that's what's interesting, and perhaps a lot of the innovation will come out because it's driven by not just an interest in financial applications, but more from a need, right? This is a new thing that works better. So I think in terms of the future, I'm very excited to see what happens to the emerging markets, especially when it comes to digital assets or everything beyond. And I think David touched upon this, right? The play-to-earn model that's so popular in the Philippines. Everyone is earning their daily income from Axes and actually working a day job, and that's unheard of before. I think what blockchain can empower games, I think no traditional gaming company ever thought of this model, but now they're paying attention.
Yeah.
So this is the sort of thing, right? And
Yeah.
I don't think the Filipino users particularly enjoy playing Axie per se, but it's the earning aspect.
Absolutely.
And so I think we're going to see a lot of innovation that comes out of that.
Yeah. And I mean, actually, I wish my buddies Brock Pierce and Tone Vase were here. I would debate a bit of what you said about El Salvador and taking on Bitcoin. I personally don't think Bitcoin is a currency to be used for obvious reason. You're buying potatoes or peas or whatever, transaction fees, gas fees. It's not cut out for that today. Let's do something different. Let's take some questions from out there, right? How about that? Are you up for questions? Anyone? Who's going to be the first volunteer? There's one at the back. Can we have a mic at the back, please? Thank you. Where's the next one so I know where to go and point? Okay. Right. Keep it short, sweet question, not your biography. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. It's a question for...
You can stand up, sir. Just you can say my name is blah, blah, and then away you go.
Name's Chris.
Well done, Chris.
It's a question for Jocelyn. I'm glad you touched on the decentralization aspect of what DAI is doing. But I wanted to ask a question about DAI's backing. If I'm not mistaken, there's a large percentage of it that's USDC, which could cause a problem if the United States decides to attack. And we've seen indications that the SEC that's how they're going to attack and try to control crypto. So I just, since it's the only time I have to ask this question, go for worst case scenario. Let's say Gensler releases the hounds and tries to freeze USDC.
Yep.
how much does that affect DAI? And then another question is,
Yeah.
have you thought about replacing the USDC with one of the viable algorithmic stable coins?
Okay.
Definitely. This is, I mean, like, in fact, I just spoke to one of the algo stable project. I mean, there's only that few, right? Just last week. We are open to having, like, a lot more different, assets in the system. And I mean, the only reason why we started onboarding USDC was what happened to the market crash last year. If everyone remember, to the traditional financial market and also like crypto market, there was an issue where MakerDAO users were not able to actually find DAI to pay down their debt, and therefore the liquidation actually happened. And so we wanted a quick solution, a quick fix, allowing users to be able to actually convert USDC to DAI one-to-one. And so that has been, a quick fix for a while now. And I mean, the community actually acknowledged there's a problem. And we have been actually talking to a couple of stablecoin, not just stablecoin. We are also, onboarding a lot of different tokenized real assets. In fact, the first tokenized house loans that we issued was just 2-3 months ago in the US, and then a piece came out last week. A French bank, Société Générale, they put up a proposal on MakerDAO forum asking for a 20 million DAI loans. So as I said earlier on, we are a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. So a lot of the decisions still have to be voted in by the Maker token holders. So I think the whole,
Okay.
Tokenized real assets as collaterals, and also a lot more different crypto assets. I mean, we used to start with just, allowing users to pledge their Ethereum, right? And now we have Wrap Bitcoin, we have Chainlink, and then we have a lot more different LP tokens on Uniswap and SushiSwap. And we are continue doing that, onboarding a lot more different collateral sitting in different jurisdictions, just to diversify the risk itself.
Okay.
I
Thank you.
hope that I answer your
Thank
question.
you. Let me add to that as well. Gary Gensler, I met 3-4 years ago when he had that big debate when he was not in public sector, he was at the MIT, in San Francisco. And it's amazing to see how a poacher has turned into a gamekeeper, and he's gone a full U-turn on his views on crypto. And this SEC ruling the whole court case is going to be a real test on Gary himself, where he was quite for cryptocurrency. And what's happening now that he's become a government person, he's done almost a U-turn. So the eyes are on him just now, how he handles this SEC scenario, because it's not only an XRP battle, in my view. I think it's a world battle on crypto at large, including the USDC, DT, all the variations thereof. So it's amazing if we leave us entrepreneurs, if we leave things on the government sometimes, you will never get innovation, because they'll always want to do something to protect, sorry to say, government officials here, the role of the bank, the role of the central bank, and that whole sort of cartel of each one feeding off the other to stifle innovation, but on the same hand, also try and put regulations for, the honest people out there who want to do something different rather than the 1% of the fraudulent things. So, in short, I think America, coming back to it, is going to lose out in the next 5 years unless they change radically. They really will. Okay, another question we have time for. Anybody for a question anywhere? Don't be shy. We won't bite. There's one over there. Go for it.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jamal from Change Labs. We help startups in this space in the Middle East. My question is 2 quick questions. If anyone can comment on the significance of Twitter connecting to the blockchain and showing an example of Bitcoin used for tips, because gentleman, the moderator just said, I don't believe as Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency. And maybe that's a use case of showing that as such. And the other thing is I've been diving into Cardano, and I've been fascinated by the crypto. If anybody can talk about that versus Ethereum or comment on that, I would love to hear about that.
Okay, let me give you a live case. what will make a big impact in life is when 99% of the people use it. Crypto, blockchain, 99% of people don't even understand it, get it, because we make it difficult for them, and there's no live implications. I'll give you one quick example. Healthcare. Everyone on this planet is affected with health, okay? And there are applications now, and I'm looking at my friend over there from High Health over there, you can put up your hand, and what's being developed there is how to change the world in providing them remote health from anywhere in the world, from specialists, without spending so much time going, asking for appointments. If you're lucky, you get it in a week. By that time, you've had a heart attack and died. These are real life examples, rather than through the blockchain, remote, call center, diagnostics on smart IoT devices, paired with your Bluetooth, with your cryptocurrency to pay for transactions, not only for procuring that service, but also for delivering it from the doctors from all over the world who are free, who get money, plus the community at large, how it is shared. Real life scenario where the whole world is affected, that will make it happen, okay? We've got 5 minutes, okay? Anyone else want to add to that? No, let's go, next question. Anyone else? We got time for a question and a half if we are lucky. Okay, let's do some wrap-up summaries then, all right? So, you can kick off from there.
Just a general
Wrap-up summary, general comment, 1 minute each, all right?
I think we've touched on
Max.
interesting points today, of course. But like I said, I think, again, myself personally, very excited to see where the NFT space could go. I think the Twitter question earlier, I think one is you can tip with Bitcoin, but also you can get your profile picture verified if it's, say, I don't know, I have a penguin, if you have a punk. So I think that's going to really bring the social movement part into the world of crypto, because traditionally it's been very focused on the financial side of things. With this, I think it's going to bring a lot of the social interaction and hopefully bring a mass adoption in. So I think that's something I'm personally very interested in. And in general, I think just looking forward to where this industry can go in the next, not even 5 years, the next year or two, and seeing all the regions globally to be a lot more active, right, outside of Asia and North America, even Western Europe. I think that's where the next growth curve will come from.
Super. David?
Yeah, I think big topic today is like why is the biggest sort of market stifling innovation? I think it's not necessarily that US and China want to stifle innovation, but it's more so that they have so much at stake, right? Like we have to really reinvent like the whole financial ecosystem for them to incorporate crypto and blockchain, right? And I think with that gives more opportunities for a lot of the emerging countries that very much need the technology. They're starting from scratch, and that's why even like the UAE, it just started 30, 40 years ago, have a new financial infrastructure that can very much adopt the crypto space. And also why US and China have been so dominant previously was that they have the best education, they have the best education system, and have the best talent. But I think for crypto, I encourage everyone, everything's available on the internet. You can very easily teach yourself. There's a lot of tutorials, a lot of videos. So it's very much a self-learned process, and talent can be built from anywhere. And it allows every single jurisdiction out there in the world to be able to build something crypto native. And that's what we're super excited about. But at the same time, being US and China native, helping them navigate through some of these best institutions and help them go to market in China, which has the biggest retail market by far.
Okay, thank you, David. Kel?
Yes.
Quick summary, quick.
Very basic. So some subjects I think very important to mention as well is what blockchain will face in a close future. What I see is we are talking about a lot of crypto and a lot of innovation. But to my mind, and for mass adoption, something really important in the close future is to focus less on speculative things and more on the utility of the blockchain, the way to use it in different projects. A lot of projects are in front of us. And to solve that, we need to, obviously, to work with governments and to regulators to find a way to obviously optimize and increase the application of the blockchain. So it means more KYC and AML checks. The problem of green as well is really important. So carbon emission, a lot of things needs to improve, and we can't all the time speak about innovation. The first innovation is to comply with, to work well with the regulators, I think so, and the governments.
Yeah, thank you. Omar?
Okay, let me quickly. So welcome to JB.com, and let's see the price after 4 years, and let's see the radio again. Okay.
Not investment advice again. Jocelyn.
Yeah, and I mean, I totally agree with what Gael was saying. Like I think we need to. I mean, there's a lot of like new DeFi projects popping out of nowhere for the past 1 year. I think being the oldest DeFi project in the space, I've seen a lot, witnessed a lot. We ought to actually, pay more attention to the utilities. And also, I mean, now, Bitcoin, I mean, we start seeing like Bitcoin mining companies moving out of China, but, there's still Bitcoin and it's very energy consuming. And yeah, I think we should also start looking, at maybe giving resources back to like, sustainable goals, like reinvesting into, just renewable energy projects, giving back to the society. I think that's my piece actually.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Rich?
Sure. I'd say to watch the new social tools being built in the space in a world that's increasingly online, increasingly global. I think we're becoming more aware of both government and corporate interests that are influencing us and having a polarizing impact on society. And I think having the ability to have tools that are not censored, there's full transparency, I think it'll help bring people together in more of a global scale in a positive way.
Super, thank you. All right, with that, I'll give it a quick wrap. My view, again, having been through this during the dot-com days, right before even Facebook, Google started at Sun Microsystems, during the Internet Java days, I saw tons of these, daily, just like what's happening right now. So there's a lot of correlation and a lot of patterns I see where people made tens of millions and lost tens of millions, myself included. So I see that pattern. What do we learn from it? I'm giving some health warnings here. Don't be fooled by lots of investment opportunities whilst you go around on all these investment-related summits and conferences looking for a FOMO type of thing. Dubai is riddled with that. I see it on a daily basis. You get lots of people from, dare I say, even fake coins and fake branding and even wrong testimonials with lots of famous people's photographs. I've taken down mine from so many places without me knowing they've put me there. And I know a lot of my friends in this circuit who do that. So do your due diligence. Don't dive in saying, oh, I'm going to miss out, blockchain's new and I'm going to make money. Don't go like that. Do your due diligence 1, 10, 20, 50 times, okay? So with that, thank you very much. I hope it was useful. Round of applause if it was useful. All right. Thank you, panel. Great job. I hope I was not too controversial. Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir.
Off we go. Hey, are we doing a quick photo or off? Off.
We could definitely do a photo, yeah.
Okay, where's the photo? Where's the photo guy? Hello? Kidhar? Boss ho raha hai? Okay, thank you. Was that fun, guys? Was it good? Fun? Have fun? Well done. Well done, Doug. That was good, right?
Thank you, Maru. That was fun, insightful, and very useful. I absolutely love this panel discussion that we've had. We're going to hand over an award before we move on to our next segment.
Oh,
as
yes.
promised.
Oh, my good friend George. George, don't fall asleep, please, before I get hit. I would like to bring on stage now George when he's got time to get off his mobile. George Sebastio, come on down. George is a friend from, I don't know, 7 years, 8 years, but we've been down the same sort of journey on various tech thing during .com days to now in the blockchain last 5, 6 years, spoken around the world in various places together, on stage, off stage, firesides, a lot.
We sure do, yeah.
George, this is for your contribution as an influencer in this part of the world. Thank you very much. Photographer, where are you? Where's the photographer? George, come on this side.
There, together.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I would like, on behalf of, where's Mohammed? Mohammed Salim and the entire community in Dubai to welcome you. It's very important for those that are visiting us here from outside. As you know, over the last 4 years, we have built a tremendous community with over 7,000 people. We have held hundreds of events over the last 4 years on a weekly basis. And the culmination of the result of this perfect storm is this month. Just so that you know, this month, there is 50 events in blockchain that are being held in the month of October. So you can call it not just Blockchain Week, it's actually Blockchain Month. And what this does, it brings 3 key elements that allow you and your organizations to be successful. And I usually call this the famous letters MBC. Money, brains, and contacts. So money is the financial aspect that allows your solutions to be successful and the necessary financing to give it elasticity. Brains is the ideas and the smart people that bring innovative use cases to blockchain. And contacts is why you're here. You have to meet people face to face, networking, expand your reach by building an ecosystem of connections. So if you have any assistance, please do let me know. We are here to service you, and Dubai is here to help you reach the world. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Thank you, buddy. Well done.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Maru, and thank you to